Welcome to Business Ethics course with me, Yudo Anggoro from School of Business and Management, Institut Teknologi Bandung. In this online course, we are going to discuss about some principles of business ethics, some terminologies, and also the reason why ethics is important to conduct business in a good manner. First, we are going to talk about the definition. What is ethics and why it is important for people to implement ethics in daily practice. Ethics is a guidance. It is what makes us do the right things and not do the wrong things in their daily lives. And why it is important? Because it is going to be embedded in the decision making. If we are implementing the principle of ethics in our daily life, we are certain that our life will be in a good manner. Next, we are going to discuss about how to implement the definition of ethics into the business practice. What is actually business ethics? Business ethics is when an executive is implementing the principles of doing the right things and not to do the wrong things in making daily business decisions. Why business ethics is important? Because we have seen in the past there are several cases where business were conducted in wrong directions. For example, corruption, harassment, fraud. Those were the cases where ethics were done in wrong directions. And it is important for us to make sure that if we are conducting business, ethics, integrity are going to be the foundation of the business. In order to explain about business ethics, I will give you one short case. Suppose that you are the CEO of a large multinational company and you were given a target to accomplish one project in a government institution. And this government official asks you for some money just for you to make sure that the project is going to be won by your institution. What would you do? There are three situations. First, you think that it is ethical because you need to win the project, so you pay the money. Second situation is that you know that giving money to government official is unethical, but you need to make sure that you have to win this project, so you still pay the money. Or the situation number three, you remember this course, you know that ethics and integrity are the foundation, so you refuse to pay the money even though there is a risk that you will not win this project. So these are three situations that are commonly happening in business ethics. Next, we are going to discuss the difficult and complex situation in business ethics, something that can make executive or business leader confused about implementing business ethics principle in their daily life. Because business ethics is considered as wicked problem. What is actually wicked problem? Well, it is a complex situation. There is no definitive formulation of wicked problem. We cannot solve wicked problem with only one solution, because every solution to wicked problem is one-shot operation. If we implement the solution at the moment and we succeed, it doesn't guarantee that the problem might not appear again in the future. I give you an example. Flooding or congestion in Jakarta. Several governments have attempted to issue regulations and concepts to solve the problem of congestion with, for example, busway or integrated transportation. But even after this solution have been implemented, it doesn't guarantee that the problem might not appear in the future, because this is a wicked problem. Business ethics sometimes also bring the dilemmatic situation for leaders, because every ethic decision is always facing a dilemma. What is ethical dilemma then? It is when we are faced with conflict between our personal and also professional values. For example, you are the HR director of a large corporations, and one of your family member asks you for a job. So what would you do? Are you giving the job to the family member, or you refuse to give the job to the family member? Because if you give the job, it means that there will be a conflict of interest. So this is like a common situation that we face if we are a leader. And when it comes to business ethics decision, we need to make sure that every decision that we make is always based on the principles of ethics and integrity. We are a leader. It is impossible for us to satisfy everybody in our decision. We cannot make everyone happy, because there is a famous quote saying that if you want to make everyone happy, just sell ice cream. But we are not selling ice cream. We are business leader. We need to make a decision. So there is a problem called dirty hands problem. This is a case where leader need to make decision and they need to make a choice. There are three situations of dirty hands problem. One, it is between wrong decision and wrong decision. Well, sometimes these are the only options that we have, and we need to make sure that the decision that we make is the one that gives the least damage to our stakeholders. The second situation is between the right versus wrong. Well, we know that we need to make a choice and we need to choose the right decision, but sometimes the situation led us to choose the wrong decision, so we need to make a decision. And the third situation is between the right versus right. Well, this is easy. What we need to choose is the one that will create the greater benefit to the society. Next, we are going to discuss about principles of ethics and the theories of ethics. Well, basically there are 5 principles of ethics, and I will discuss one by one. First, it is about the ethics relativism. What is ethical relativism? Well, I believe that something is ethical, but perhaps you have different belief. You think that it is unethical. So each of us, we have different interpretation of what is ethical and what is not ethical. And this difference is actually brought by our experience, by the way we were raised since we were children. And it is actually because we were raised differently in different environments. That's why everything is relative. The second principle, it is called as ethical fundamentalism. In this word, actually, there are some universal values of ethics. Do not harm people. Do not hurt. Do not cheat. Don't do something bad to people. These are some universal values, and we know that we need to agree with these values. The third principle, it is called as utilitarianism. Well, for some of us, we have our objective and we focus only on our objective and how we can get that result. If during the process of getting that objective, we make some unethical conduct, we don't really care as long as we get our results and we get our job done. The fourth principle is actually the opposite of utilitarianism. It is called as universalism. We believe that we need to do something good to other people. We believe in the process. We don't really care about the result. Even though the result is not really satisfactory for us, but as long as we are doing good, then we feel good. And the last principle, the fifth principle, it is called as social justice. It means that fairness, treat everyone equally, are going to be the foundation of how we need to conduct. So, those are the 5 principles of business ethics. And from this course, we have learned those principles, the importance of ethics in making business decisions, and some concepts that we need to implement when we are about to make decisions. So hopefully, after this, you remember that ethics and integrity are essential in making business decisions. Thank you.